Hello and welcome to Pridea, and we will begin with the fate of the city. And of course, we gotta go with the revolution because the king. Pridea at edge. The Barony of Pridea has been dancing at a razor's edge for some time. Early into the revolution, it had a rather isolated commune. The city, however, the king called in his uncle, the infamous, or famous, Dennis Discreet. Dennis had been both an admiral and a pirate lord, who had left his family behind to sail the seas with the navy. I wonder if he knows the man in Hawkland. I hope that becomes an important part of his tree if he ever gets a focus tree. Anyways, the commune had not been prepared for an onslaught, the likes that he would bring down upon them. Relying on the elite marines as well as pony auxiliary, he took the city and nearby countryside in a short few weeks. Despite the heavy losses, the revolution still burns in the monarchist's heart of Equestria. The harder Dennis pushes, the more it seems the revolutionaries push back. Despite the best efforts over the years, he has been unable to end the revolutionary threat, and soon they will march again. Viva la commune! Yeah, commune. Let's make a commune, boys. Let's make a commune, boys. That's what we all want, right? A nice, good commune. Alright, we begin with the inheritors of the first commune. La Duxamine commune. Yeah. Revolution! For the revolution! And the hope that you provide, and that you always... I don't know why I randomly burst into Hamilton there, but, you know, whatever. La Duxamine commune. It was dark of the night. Streets of Pridea were empty except occasional night patrols. Yet right now there was a single figure hurrying across the street. From the outlines, one could tell it was a griffin, but not much else in the darkness. Figure stopped in front of a small house on the outskirts of industrial area of the city. Figure knocked 3 times. The 2 coughs were also part of the code, of course. After a while, the door opened, and a young male red-feathered griffin peered through the crack. He immediately recognized the newcomer and smiled. "Pierre, good to see you," he said, friendly, and let newcomer Pierre inside. "I'm sorry for being late," Pierre said, with an apologetic expression. "There were too many police ponies today. I couldn't risk leading them here, Louis," he explained as he removed his cloak, revealing not much older griffin with light orange feathers. "Don't worry, we haven't started yet." Louis smiled. Both griffins moved into the next room where the rest of the group were already gathered. The room was filled with griffins of all ages and genders, some old, some young, barely beyond being little chicks. They were no army for sure, some wearing scraps of clothing, other being armed with simple outdated revolvers. Yet atmosphere in the room was tense. You have us follow FJA after they run away? FJA, okay. And one of the griffins shouted, "You do not understand. We need to work with them if we are to succeed. Only cooperation can ensure our victory over monarchists," her opponent argued. "No, FGA is merely Barony's band of bootlickers. Barony who run away when things got tough, abandoned everyone just to save his skin." Yet another griffin chimed in. "Please be reasonable, comrades. We cannot win without compromise." Griffin continued to argue for alliance with FJA. "They are not so bad. We'll be able to enact our policies, and FJA can help us quickly capture hearts of the people and establish true, free, democratic nation. You must see that they are right. Better coward than pony. Someone says in the back of the crowd. A dream that will never die." Never die. Never, ever, ever die. Remember the wall. Remembering those toasts au mirror. No, not a brother. You need the uncle. No brothers, only uncles. No, bad. Go with the uncle. Gadifer's speech. Wait, what? Oh, I went to the wrong nation. I'm used to going to Vin. I just went to Vin immediately. Well, hopefully you were fine on your own for a couple days. They still have that for some reason. Okay. Remembering those toast obure. Early into his reign over Pridea, Baron Didymus Discreet tried to weaken the resolve of comrades in any way necessary. One day he gave an order to arrest all family members of suspected revolutionaries. Ultimatum was released that unless these revolutionaries come out of hiding and give up their family, will be executed. It was a difficult choice, but in the end some chose to comply and gave up. However, some might call what happened next treachery. Swift trials happened, and everyone arrested was executed to death. They were shot swiftly afterwards. Today, several candles and flowers appeared in front of the wall where they were executed, along with the message, "Remember the wall." Such brutal deaths must be avenged. Come on, we must fight. We must fight to win, to survive. Actually, that gives me more political power than it costs, so I might as well do that, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, I'm okay with that, then. But just that one. Okay, AI? But that's okay. You can do that one for me, AI. In the pony bias, the common griff has had enough. Yes, we must end it and make things better for everyone. The Emperor's dead. Yeah. We see the Emperor die all the time. We've seen them die, what, 7 times now? So, you know, we're used to it. Whatever. We got over that years ago. No one cares about the Emperor being dead. The appellation de Arin Affiti. After years of careful negotiation between the Aquilian Ministry of Agriculture, farmers, and wine distributor, the discreet government has established the, oh wait. Yeah, this is the APA thing again. The common griff has had enough. Yesterday, Pridea experienced the biggest protest in recent history. Hundreds of protesters went into the street demonstrating for fairer work conditions, higher wages, shorter work time, as well as better work representation for the common griffin. Among their demands was equal representation of ponies and griffins at work. Protests didn't disperse even after the arrival of police. In the end, the brave police ponies had to use the force to break up the demonstration and chase protesters away. It remains to be seen whether Baron and advisors decide to address any of the demands. Well, they better. The Great Mutiny is now. Thanks to science. I don't know why science is causing it to happen. MPA receives resources from the capital. Our local branch of the MPA has received funding from the crown, including weapons. Some would have blanched at the idea of arming parliamentaries like this, but our Baron is not that kind of griffin. Rather, he greeted the news enthusiastically and said that when the rebels come, they'll find a Pridea packed with every roughneck and cutthroat the nation has to offer. You know, we'll handle it. It will be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna come up okay. Nothing could ever go wrong. Support from Aquilia. We have received a large amount of money from Aquilia, with a message attached saying His Majesty hopes that the money will be good use when hunting traders. The Baron has stated that they most certainly will. Except I'm about to use the political power to fund the traitors, so. Mutinies take to their ships. Following recent protests for fair work and work representation, it seems that several sailors took them as example. Today, in early morning, several ships took off on the open sea while their captains were not around. They refused to return or even communicate when contacted from mainland. Captains of the affected ships decided to go on the sea to make their subordinates see reason and bring them in line. However, what they saw upon their arrival shocked them. One of the captains mentioned later, they were just relaxing. We saw some of them fishing on the broadsides. Others were playing hoofball on ramp for planes, while the rest was talking and drinking. So they still refused to communicate with anyone. High Command is trying to come up with a solution, but as it stands now, there's no one protecting Pridea's shores, as more sailors and ships joined in the stance. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright, you're good. Las Commodores. Another day, another meeting closer to revolution. Everyone gathered here today knew that no matter what, they have to prevail and throw off the oppressive yoke of King and his lackeys. Louis knew this, and he decided to step forth in front of his friends and comrades. Friends, we all know what needs to be done. Revolution may have failed before, because intervention of treacherous Marshal Betheric, Barony, and his lackeys fled and abandoned us, left us to suffer under tyranny of another king. But today we stand here with a second chance. It is so close that one could grasp it in his claws. Yes, we will prevail. Crowd nodded, and some clapped in agreement. We now know that isn't enough to free just griffins of Aquilia. There are many others suffering under reactionary yoke. We will not stop until every griff on the continent is free, he continued, free to decide their own life. We don't need any fancy kings, princesses, or presidents to tell us what to do. They just desire to oppress us and extend their will and a world view on us. No, we can decide our own future with working together. Through our dedication and effort, we'll bring paradise to this world. Room erupted into big cheer. Woo, woo! At last, everyone was patting each other and talking enthusiastically about the future. Never forget the losses of the four of them. Allies with the FJA. As preparations for revolution continue, several FJA supporters from Pridea got into contact with party leadership. It wasn't easy to arrange a meeting, but they managed to meet up in a small town north of Pridea. There were multiple issues to be discussed, but main one was support for local revolutions in Pridea. It became clear that if revolution in Pridea is to succeed, FJA needs to bring all revolutionary elements within the city on board. Preparations for meeting between FJA party representatives and Pridean comrades were underway. Meeting had to be rescheduled and moved to a different location several times. To different location for fear of being discovered by police authorities. It needs no mention that might spell disaster for the revolution as a whole. At last, one night, members of all sides met in a forest within territory of Duchy of Venovia. Meeting was certainly heated, but in the end all members agreed to work together and put their mutual differences to rest until the revolution is over. And yay! Avec les effets terribles. Unlike other meetings, this one was carrying in very different, somber fashion. There were less members in attendance, too. On the wall hangs a revolutionary flag. One of the griffins in attendance stood up. He was an older griffin, with a bushy beard and black eye patch over his left eye. He made sure to stand in the front of the flag. Friends, I think I speak for each and every one of us here if I say that we must be very careful how we handle this revolution. Every Griff of Aquilia needs to be ready to die for the cause of freedom and our nation, because I can guarantee the forces of bankers, shadowy oligarchs, and nobles of the empire are already scheming in unison with the king and his lackeys how to crush us into the ground. Others may not realize this yet, but it is the truth. There are no friends out there in the world, only enemies. We must make sure our beloved Aquilia stands strong. We are the forgotten children of Aquilia. I'm not going for supremacy. I'm not going for harmony, so. I am willing to take guns from anyone, though. So, cool. Oh, Morissette's visit. His Highness the Baron's honorable nephew, His Majesty's King Morset, graced us with a brief visit today. The two shared a long talk about the state of the nation as they went on a hunt outside the city. Followed by a luxurious dinner, the Baron loudly and feverishly declared his intent to make sure that any damn traitor is strung up like in the good old days. The king seemed quite pleased by his uncle's fervor. That was nice. Yeah, just a nice little visit. Always good to have one. Alright. Good. And now we just have to, chill for a while as we go through these events. And then, but I think you guys know the drill, to be honest, at this point. It's gotta be the same thing repeatedly for each episode. Farbrook declared war on Farbrook. They have a random leader in charge for their harmony now. And now the army is rebelling against them. How good. So yeah, seems like things are interesting over there. Okay. So the revolutionary rats have crawled out of their holes again to make a mess of things, have they? Well, if they did not learn the last time, it seems we will have to teach them a lesson again. Let's make sure we are suitable excessive this time around. Violence solves most things. True. Violence solves a lot. We should always rely on violence to fix our issues. I agree. I think that is a really underrated way to do things, really. Just use violence and nothing else. And I think we should honestly all do that a lot more than we do now. I think we are all missing out on the correct way of things, and that we are actually making life worse for the average person by not just being evil. Because being evil would actually do a lot better for us. In my opinion. So, yes, we should all just be equal. And I think you should all agree with me, so that you are not executed. I'm speaking from the Baron de Nice Discreet's point of view, of course. But, from the Revolution's point of view, yeah, you suck. No, that's horrible. Don't do that. You're an idiot. Why would you think that's the case? Let's go, communism! Let's go! Let's go! Communism. Communism. Let's go. Let's go. 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 Commune. Ism. Let's go. Let's go. Communism is communism. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, boy. Search and destroy. Pridean forces have struck all over Pridea, dragging the traitors and their sympathizers out of their holes, kicking and screaming. The citizens are too afraid to defy us, knowing the price of treason. By the time we're done, there will not be a single rat left in all of Pridea. Yes, that is the goal. No rats. We are exterminators. We are planning on dealing with the rat problem. That is actually what the revolution is all about, actually. The monarchy is extremely pro-rats. They think rats are great. They love rats. They think we should all keep them as pets. The revolutionaries hate rats. They think rats suck. They think that we should destroy them all, that we should really work on getting better technology for rat killing. And I think that's really the big difference between the monarchy and the revolutionary, is just their belief system on how they should handle rats. It's a very big difference. It's a big divide between the two sides. There's been constant wars over that opinion. It's insane how much people disagree over that. But, you know, it's a fair thing to disagree with. Rats are important. And I'm not saying I love them or hate them. I'm saying they're an important issue that kind of changes how you even think of society. Like, can a person who is pro-rat even get along with someone who is anti-rat? It's a really complex issue, but it's hard to even see people communicate with each other if they're on the different side of those two issues. A lot of times they won't, because, you know, rat versus anti-rat just can't even talk to each other. And it really is a common trend where if you're pro-rat, someone anti-rat won't even listen to your opinion because they think, oh, you're anti-rat, so you're just immediately wrong. I shouldn't even take your opinion with a grain of salt because you're just an idiot, probably some sort of fascist warmonger. But if you're pro-rat, well, then you're some sort of commie maniac who probably just wants to restore, like he probably wants to move to Stalingrad and build a little house in Zayatisk, and that's what they think, and they won't even like try to listen to each other. Also, the AI researched for me, so I guess I'm doing research now. Friends in the MPA. It seems the MPA have been receiving aid from Aquilia. That's splendid news, as it means there's more fighters out there willing to fight for Aquilia. Magnificent. But anyways, I think we'll come back in a little bit, and for once we get closer to this, or we get another event. So, I'll see you then. Bye! And we are here. The second commune of Pridea. Today we rise once again, despite the tyrants who have tried to keep us chained. We can now rise up in defiance of the monarchies. For the commune, and for liberty! Woo! Alright, but that will be the end of this episode. In the next one, we will be going to the monarchist path. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.